think the important thing is just make sure put the kids first.
The most successful YouTuber in the world, the highest paid YouTuber,
leading to tens of millions of dollars.
You're on track to be a teenage billionaire doing YouTube.
But it turns out that his mother is a convicted...
So by now, most people have heard about Ryan Kaji and how their parents turned simple toy videos into one of the biggest kids brands on the internet. What started as a toddler opening toys on camera somehow grew into a business worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Along the way, there were complaints, investigations, and criticism from regulators like the FTC.
You're on track to be a teenage billionaire doing YouTube. Hollywood has the Coogan account. They keep money for child actors, 15% put in a fund.
Yet despite all that pressure, Ryan's parents managed to walk away without any major public penalties. But now, the fallout from that era is finally starting to show up, just not in the way people expected. Because after Ryan stepped away from the spotlight, the internet began looking back at the entire situation.
Hey guys, my Kids' Choice Award.
Lawmakers, journalists, and critics started asking a bigger question. Should children on social media have stronger legal protections? And strangely enough, that whole conversation traces back to one small video. It all started when Ryan's parents filmed him opening a Lightning McQueen toy when he was just 3 years old. The video went viral almost overnight and pulled in millions of views. Instead of treating it as a one-time internet moment, the family leaned all the way in. Ryan's parents reportedly left their stable careers, one as an engineer and the other as a high school chemistry teacher, to focus entirely on building a YouTube channel around their son. And it worked. Within a few years, Ryan became one of the highest-earning creators on YouTube. In 2018 alone, he reportedly earned about $22 million. By 2020, that number jumped to nearly $30 million in a single year.
You think about it, 15% is not that much. So for Ryan's Mystery Playdate, we put 100% of the Ryan's talent fee to his Coogan account. We make sure he has a stake of the company. That was like the first thing we kind of learned, that how to manage assets for our kids and then for his future kids.
Did you realize all the things that your parents were doing to help set this up?
Yeah, I realized that my parents did
By 2024, estimates suggested the brand surrounding Ryan had generated somewhere between $100 million and $150 million in total revenue. But here's the part that makes the situation complicated. Ryan, the kid everyone was watching, had almost no control over any of it. Legally, the money belonged to his parents. In traditional entertainment like Hollywood, child actors have certain protections. One of the most famous is the Coogan Law, which requires a portion of a child actor's income to be placed in a protected trust account that they can access when they become adults. But when Ryan's channel exploded on YouTube, those kinds of rules didn't really exist for social media. That meant his parents had full control over the money and the business.
Go a little bit, and we probably start casting some other on-camera kid talents and then on-camera talents who could carry same essence that Ryan had. So we still harness the same connection we established through these past years with the fans.
He might not think, I don't know how he feels about college, but we have expressed that that's the goal that we want for him, is to attend college.
Yeah, ultimately he decides, and we never
yeah.
really push him to do anything that he doesn't want to do. But you know, we think it's a great opportunity for him to go to college and just meet with his peers who have the same interest. We want him to experience that, so you know, we continue just kind of showing him that side of the good side of the going to college and continuing education. But you know, ultimately you decide. Maybe you know, the world's different by the time you grow up. So
And the business kept getting bigger. What started as toy videos filmed at home quickly turned into a full production operation. The family reportedly built a team of around 30 people and partnered with a children's media company called Pocket Watch. Together, they launched a massive brand called Ryan's World. Suddenly, the channel wasn't just YouTube videos anymore. It was a full merchandise empire. The brand reportedly generated more than $250 million in retail sales. By 2020, Ryan's World toys were being sold at major stores like Walmart and Target. There were toys, clothes, backpacks, bedding, toothbrushes, face masks, and even video games. For kids watching online, Ryan seemed to be everywhere. But despite the massive success, critics started raising concerns, because Ryan was still just a child. And that's when things started to get serious. In 2019, a consumer watchdog group called Truth in Advertising filed a formal complaint with the Federal Trade Commission. The complaint claimed that many of Ryan's videos included paid product placements but didn't clearly disclose them. According to the group, more than 90% of the videos they reviewed contained some form of sponsored product. Brands like Walmart, Chuck E. Cheese, Colgate, and Lunchables were reportedly paying to have their products featured in the videos. The problem was that the audience watching those videos was mostly very young children. To them, the videos looked like normal playtime, but critics argued the content blurred the line between entertainment and advertising in a way kids couldn't understand. A few months later, members of Congress even sent a letter to the FTC, urging the agency to investigate child influencers, and Ryan's channel was mentioned as one of the biggest examples. The potential consequences were huge. Violations of advertising rules can carry fines of more than $43,000 per incident.
Regulators had decided hundreds of videos violated those rules. The fines could have reached tens of millions of dollars. But here's the twist. Despite the complaints, the investigation, and the public attention, no major public penalty was ever announced. The case eventually faded from headlines. Some believe it may have been resolved quietly behind the scenes, while others think the investigation simply lost momentum. Either way, it looked like Ryan's parents walked away without major legal consequences, but their reputation still took a hit. As journalists dug deeper into the family's background, they uncovered an old incident involving Ryan's mother, Loanne. When she was 18 years old, she was arrested for shoplifting about $93 worth of clothing from a JCPenney store. She later received a sentence that included probation and community service. After violating probation, a judge reportedly ordered her to serve 60 days in jail, though records indicate she served around 30 days. Now, to be fair, many people make mistakes when they're young, but critics online began pointing out the contrast between that past incident and the massive business built around Ryan's childhood. And while the family avoided legal trouble, the biggest consequence came from something else entirely. The audience began disappearing. At its peak, Ryan's channel pulled in hundreds, sometimes even billions of views. But recent uploads now often struggle to reach 100,000 views, despite the channel still having more than 40 million subscribers. The kids who originally watched Ryan grew up and moved on. And as Ryan himself got older, viewers started noticing something else. He wasn't the tiny toddler from the early videos anymore.
Ryan is now a teenager, yet much of the content still follows the same toy-focused format designed for very young kids. For some viewers, that contrast feels uncomfortable. Comment sections began filling with criticism, with some people accusing Ryan's parents of refusing to step away from the brand even as its popularity faded. Others pointed to recycled clips and older footage being used to keep uploads coming. But the most surprising twist came from lawmakers. Even though Ryan's parents avoided major legal punishment, their situation helped spark a larger political movement. Several states have now passed laws specifically designed to protect children who appear on online content. In January 2026, Arizona's House Commerce Committee approved a bill requiring parents who earn money from child influencer content to place a portion of that income into protected trust accounts. Those funds would belong to the child and become accessible once they turn 18. States like Utah, Illinois, and Arkansas have already passed similar laws, and more states are considering them. In other words, Ryan's story became one of the biggest examples lawmakers used when arguing that kids and online content needed stronger financial protections. Governments are even starting to look at the platforms themselves. In late 2025, Michigan's Attorney General filed charges against Roku, accusing the company of allegedly collecting data from children watching content in its kids and family section, including shows like Ryan's World, and claiming the platform may have violated children's privacy laws. The lawsuit wasn't directed at Ryan's family, but it showed something important. Regulators are now examining the entire system that allowed kid-focused content to explode online. And there's one more detail people keep talking about. Ryan is currently around 14 years old, which means in just a few years, he'll legally be an adult and able to access financial records tied to his career and make his own decisions about what he wants to do next. History shows that former child stars sometimes reveal surprising stories once they grow up. Macaulay Culkin famously distanced himself from his parents after disputes over his career and finances. Decades earlier, child actor Jackie Coogan even sued his own family after discovering much of the money he earned had been spent, which eventually led to the creation of the Coogan Law. Because of that history, many people are curious about Ryan's future. Will he continue the brand his family built, or will he eventually step away from it entirely? No one knows yet, but what is clear is that Ryan's parents didn't just build a YouTube channel. They built a global business around filming birthday parties, toy openings, family trips, and everyday moments of their son's childhood and sharing them with millions of viewers around the world. And whether people see that as smart entrepreneurship or something more complicated, the story has already changed the internet. Because today, new laws are being written specifically to protect kids who appear in online content, and those rules exist partly because of what happened with Ryan's world. But what do you think about all of this? Should parents be allowed to run family channels however they want, or should there be stricter laws protecting kids in online content? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories like this.